Here we go. I'm making pilau, so I have some oil, and then I put in a half cup of sugar, and then we're gonna brown that up until it's like browning. So you like to create your own browning, but with a more sweet twist to it to give the pilau that nice flavor. Little Trinidadian meal for today, Thursday, Trinidad meal day. So I'm making chicken pilau. Okay, so I'm gonna come back when this gets to a certain stage. So as you can see, it's starting to look totally different. Same amount of sugar, but as it starts to caramelize, it starts to get bigger. And then gonna keep going. Sorry, I have one hand, couldn't do both hands, but just as it started to get that color, because you have to turn on the heat after a while, you put the chicken in. So that I seasoned the chicken with a little bit of powder seasoning and some, I put my Jamaican twist. I put my thyme in and some pimento, and I put a little bit of the, all-purpose seasoning, and I marinated it a little bit. So now I just added that to it. So I'm going to keep going with this until it's nice and caramelized, and then I'm going to come back and add garlic and onion to this and cook it for 2 minutes, and we'll go from there. There it is. It's coming along nicely. I'm going to stir that and then let it caramelize some more. Okay, so as you can see, keep browning it until it comes down. I'm going to come back and show you part 2 of how it looks. Okay, so here's part 2. Add onion and garlic, and then we'll stir some more. Okay, so I just added 1 cup of coconut milk and my green onion, which is scallion, and now I'm going to add thyme, bay leaf, carrot, and green seasoning, which is Trinidadian seasoning, but I make my own green seasoning because I don't like a lot of shadow benny. So there's a small amount of shadow benny in there, some parsley, which I freeze them in the fridge to get that going with the carrot, and then I'm going to add water to this and let this cook for 10 minutes, and then we're going to put in the squash and rice and steam them down. Okay, so stay tuned for that part when I add the rest of it. So now it's been cooking for about 10 minutes. I've added carrots and all the seasoning and the water and the coconut milk on the top. So now we're going to add our ketchup, and it takes a good amount of ketchup, half cup to be exact. So I added about just under half, about 1/3, because the sugar itself will give that burnt flavor, so you will need to add something a little sweet to offset instead of sugar. And then we're going to add some pigeon pea, otherwise known as Jamaican gungo peas. Then we're going to add the 2 cups of butternut squash or pumpkin. Sorry about that. It's a butternut squash. We're going to stir them up, and then we're going to add the rice to it. And we're going to be putting just about 3 cups of, so the recipe calls for 2 cups of parboiled rice, but I normally add an extra cup of water and an extra cup of rice because I added more chicken than I needed, so I kind of upped the recipe a little bit. So just like you're cooking regular rice, you would have enough rice and water. So we're going to do approximately 3 cups of parboiled rice, and then we're going to let it simmer. So you'll see that. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to add more water and rice and let it simmer and cook. So I can't put the rice long after because you don't want the squash to mash. It's like a seasoned rice, chicken, and everything in one. All right, here we go. So I added the rice. So the rice is in there. Don't really want to stir it up, but I added the rice to it. So the rice is in there, and it's gonna steam now. The chicken, gravy, everything in one gonna steam. I also added salt to taste. I try not to put too much salt because you can always sprinkle a little more if you need, but I put a little less salt than you would with normal steamed rice because the seasonings have enough salt in there already. Okay, and then we're gonna leave that, cook it like normal, and I'll come back and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, so there we are, finished product. Pilau, rice, beans, chicken, squash, the whole works. Nice and steamy. ready for eating. Okay, guys, that's it.